Hello and welcome to this Qatar Winter Tour special edition of This is Paris. Coming up this week, we head to Doha, just hours after their last match of 2017. Paris Saint-Germain head to the Qatari capital for a 3-day winter break. On the programme, training and lots of meeting fans, also sightseeing. There's also going to be a bit of rest and relaxation in some stunning settings. Kylian Mbappe took a moment to give us his thoughts on the first half of the season in the French capital. We also spoke to the Italian international Marco Verratti, who pointed out PSG's goals for 2018. PSG wrapped up 2017 with a win at the Parc des Princes against Caen, and right after the whole team left for Doha for the traditional Qatar Winter Tour.
Yeah.
How's that? Right next to the captain. Not bad, hey? Over the next 2 days, Les Rouges et Bleus meet thousands of fans. They got to experience some of the fantastic attractions the city has to offer, as well as sample the sumptuous surrounds. After arriving in Paris just 4 months ago, Kylian Mbappe has already convinced Les Rouges et Bleus fans. At just 19 years old, the French international has quickly met all expectations, and now is discovering Doha.
Magnifique,
It's magnificent, really magnificent city.
Incroyable.
Mbappe looked back over the beginning of his adventure with the Parisian club.
J'avais donné ma parole au président.
I promised the president of the club that I would come to Paris. I said that if I was to leave Monaco, it would only be to move to PSG. And when you give someone your word, you have to stick to it. If you're a real man, you keep your word. And I really wanted to come to Paris.
Non, moi je voulais vraiment venir au Paris Saint-Germain.
We exchanged SMS messages, lots of them, and the president was asking me when I was coming. I told him, I'm coming. As I came on the very last day, maybe he was a bit worried. The Golden Boy of 2017 made an impressive 7th in the Ballon d'Or. At just 18 years old, the French international just keeps on impressing. It's more than a passion. I live for football. For me, waking up every day to play football, it's just super. It's the life I've always dreamed of, and now I'm living my dream to the full.
Je vis mon rêve à fond.
Mbappe's already made 20 starts this season for PSG, and he quickly became one of manager Unai Emery's key players. I play for a superb team with great players. It's a real pleasure. That's what I feel, more than the pressure. That comes from the press. And now I don't feel any pressure. All I want to do is enjoy playing and play with great players. That brings me a great deal of pleasure. I think I had to adapt my game to PSG. I went from one system to something totally different. Teams all tend to come from behind or regroup, so we need to play a little less deep and move the ball around a bit more. Lots of 1-2s like that. That's something I've had to engrave into my head, and it's getting better and better. There's still much more room for improvement, and I think things are really starting to fall into place with Neymar and Edinson Cavani. We're working really well together. Also with Dani Alves, who plays just behind me, and Marco Verratti, so things are really starting to become more and more natural. It's very promising for the future. PSG are leading the French Ligue 1 by 9 points and are still in all competitions. Les Rouges et Bleus and their star forward are ready for every challenge that lies ahead. You always have to aim higher. You can't put any limits on yourself, because if you do, and you reach that limit, there's nowhere else to go. But we'll keep progressing, and we'll see where we end up. Mbappe has had a remarkable first half of the season, 12 goals already and 11 assists, but he's far from satisfied. I always want more. I don't know if that's a good quality or not, but I always want more, and I want to work hard to get it. It's been a fantastic year. I've done very well. Now in 2018, I hope I can do everything better.
faire encore mieux et progresser.
Merci Kylian.
Upon arrival in Qatar, Presnel Kipembe, live in Kurzawa, and Javier Pastore went straight out to meet the fans at the PSG store at the Villaggio Mall. On the menu, plenty of autograph signing and photos, which clearly makes the day of all the fans who came out to see them. What, no more to sign? It's all over. Super quick for me. While the others were off with the fans, Di Maria, Lucas Draxler and Berchiche all went to admire the talent of the Paris Saint-Germain FIFA esports players. The local boy Amir Hessib and Manika from France getting right into the tournament in the luxurious beIN Sports headquarters in Doha. And the PSG boys naturally grabbed the controllers too to show off their skills against the esports champions. These boys aren't too good, you have to say. Berchiche, he wasn't all that, I'm sorry. No, just kidding. It was really great, I loved it, a really enjoyable moment. Next up, to the heart of the sublime Aspire Zone complex. PSG partner Ooredoo invited around 50 children to take part in an exclusive training session. Coach Unai Emery alongside Zoumana Kamara had a few nuggets of wisdom for the lucky kids. Giovanni Lo Celso and a few other teammates joined in the exercises, much to the excitement of the young fans. An hour later, the sun sets, which means time for Les Rouges et Bleus' last training session of the year, an extra special occasion for all the fans in Doha to witness. It's just a light session tonight, lots of winding down after a challenging first half of the season. After the 1.5-hour session, Neymar, Mbappe, Meunier, Trapp and Verratti all make a grand entrance at the heart of the superb Mall of Qatar, which opened just a year ago. Of course, plenty of autograph-hungry fans awaiting the PSG stars at the session organised by Ooredoo. What a chance for some of these youngsters to come and meet their idols. I'm really happy. It's just great over here. A handful of kilometres away, the luxury Swiss watchmaker Richard Mille invites Thiago Silva, Dani Alves and Adrien Rabiot to join the fans who've turned up for some photos. Also a moment to admire some of the stunning watches on display, including one decked out in PSG colours. The Parisian club's trip to Doha also gave them a chance to meet local artists, including Ahmed Al-Madid, a famous stencil artist who's created several works to honour Les Rouges et Bleus. After a full day of events, a little downtime around the dinner table as the players and staff meet up for a traditional meal in Qatar. Alongside the sea, the Parisians are in for an evening of local tastes and delights. We also find out that Marco Verratti appears much more comfortable in his studs than on camelback. Look at that. That's the diamond of the team there. Now you've got a real magician in front of you, Flacco, PSG's magician. Check out the red hat, it goes perfectly with the coat. Always the charmer, that's great stuff. And look at Levin, he doesn't want to talk. Oh, he destroyed that ice cream. That's a wrap. Take a look, PSG TV exclusive. Levin Kuzawa demolishing an ice cream.
Au revoir. On dit au revoir. Allez, au revoir. Allez, Paris.
Still to come on This Is Paris, Marco Verratti will be taking a look back at an exceptional first half of the season for Les Rouges et Bleus before taking part in some breathtaking activities, including a floating football pitch in the middle of the Bay of Doha. He arrived at Paris at the age of 19 and 5.5 seasons later, Marco Verratti is now one of the best midfielders in the world. In a workshop with the whole PSG bunch, the Italian international looked back on his previous Qatar winter tours and also the first half of this season in the French capital. It's great to be here with the whole team just before Christmas. What a way to spend time together without focusing 100% on football. Each time we come to Doha, we feel almost like coming home. We can talk about other things and be more relaxed. With 51 points in Liga and 87 goals across all competitions, the Parisians are sending the counters into overdrive and determined to continue until the end. We've had a good first 6 months, but as always, we haven't won anything yet. We've set new records, but we haven't achieved anything concrete so far, but we can definitely be satisfied with our effort. We have to keep in mind that there's lots more hard work to do, and we have to believe in ourselves, because there will be difficult moments ahead. We have to be ready for everything.
Il faut être préparé à tout et il faut faire un grand saison.
This year's team is the strongest I've ever played in. There aren't just 11 starters, more like 20. Sometimes Di Maria starts on the bench, and he's an incredible player. He'd be an amazing starter in any side. And this is why we have to keep giving our maximum of training. That's how we're going to go further. Alongside him in the midfield, 21-year-old Giovanni Lo Celso has been racking up game time in recent weeks. Verratti sees similarities between the two. He reminds me a bit of myself when I arrived at PSG. I didn't play that much, and I learned a lot from the big players. Giovanni is very intelligent, and he's already made big improvements in recent matches. That's clear to see. He's really become a crucial player for us this season, and at his age, that's fantastic. Another player who evolved with Verratti in the midfield is Julian Draxler, the German who was put back into the position by Unai Emery and is proving a good example in the team. He's another very intelligent player. Tactically, he's really smart. As a German international, he plays lots of tactical football there. He plays as he thinks, as he sees the football. You could also play him as a defensive midfielder, and even in that position, he wouldn't disappoint. On the PSG forward line, it's the magical trio of Cavani, Neymar and Mbappe. Between the three of them, they've already racked up 54 goals this season. Incredible stats, which could propel Paris to new heights this season. These three players, they play very differently, but they complement each other. They will just continue to improve. They haven't even been playing together for 5 months yet. They've really pulled off some beautiful passages of play, and I hope that will continue. All of them are very intelligent players, and they want the best of themselves on the pitch, so that's great for us.
Merci à vous.
On their trip, the PSG players discovered many local cultural treasures thanks to the Qatar Tourism Authority. The first stop off in the desert gave Alive in Kozawa and Marco Verratti the chance to see natural wonders and to relax in a traditional encampment. Look over there. I'm going to come in from the other side. Watch out.
Tranquille? Tranquille.
Non là, eh?
Oh, dis en anglais un peu.
He wants to go speed.
No, here, eh? Right. Right. No left, eh?
Yeah, okay.
Stop.
Julian Draxler, Thomas Meunier and Presnel Kipembe went on a cultural excursion, visiting the Meshere museums to learn a little about the country's history. Located in the oldest part of the capital, they represent a key part of the natural history of Qatar. A little higher up, Dani Alves, Kevin Trapp and Thiago Motta took a trip to the rooftop of Doha's magnificent Shangri-La Hotel. At 200 metres high, it dominates the Doha Corniche Promenade and gives a stunning 360-degree view of the capital. Qatar has so many things to offer. Doha is such a magnificent city, it's modern, there are so many places to visit. It's really great to be here. There are plenty of activities to keep you entertained.
Qatar has many places to offer, the beach, nice views, the desert, so definitely a nice place to relax.
I don't play.
As for Lucas, Christopher, Kunku and Berchiche, along with Argentina's Angel Di Maria and Javier Pastore, they hit the water for a little boat ride. And what a way to experience Qatari architecture from a completely different angle.
C'est magnifique parce que déjà la journée c'est joli.
It's really magnificent. Everything you see here, everything we've seen during the day, it's brilliant.
On en profite beaucoup.
We've made the most of our morning here on the boat. What a beautiful way to do it. We hope we can finish the trip on a similar note.
On espère que ça va finir comme ça.
Dai Luca, facciamo Titanic.
And the highlight of the trip for Neymar, Cavani, Mbappe and Thiago Silva kicking a few balls about on a football pitch floating in the Bay of Doha. How's that for a different experience? One that will surely leave some lasting impressions. Wow, that was an experience, a really unique experience. I've never done anything like that before. Really so impressive. We've all had a great time together with the team. We took lots of photos, lots of videos, so we'll really be able to remember this magical moment. I'm really happy to have discovered Doha with Paris Saint-Germain. It's a country in full bloom, and I'm certain that the World Cup will be a great success. And we'll leave you now with these beautiful images provided by the Qatar Tourism Authority. And we'll see you again in 2018 for all the excitement of the beginning of the second half of the season with Paris Saint-Germain. Happy holidays to you all, and see you next year.